Hey, this is TK Shazam. I'm just a nerd who likes Tekken and talking about it. And this is feedback slash critique for Colonel AI. I really need to work on that snake impression. I mean, we've talked a few times in the Discord. You already know. I'm not a professional player. I just God play and watch a lot of Tekken. So here's some food for thought, right? You want to focus more on just Paul and Tekken play in general. Yeah, sounds good. Let's get into it. Okay, so let's talk about it right here. Right, it was not a regular electric. It was just Wind Godfist, which is -10 on block. I understand that you're not necessarily looking for DJ matchup, counterplay, etc., etc., but you are playing Paul, who is the you need matchup knowledge and fundamentals character, right? You need defense, and punishment is a part of defense. Talked about it before. Paul is just not someone who's going to be rolling out the plus frames and doing all this offense, right? He's not going to have a launching hell sweep like Devil Jin. He's not going to have Demon Paw like Devil Jin and all that other stuff, right? He gets his openings, his momentum from punishing the opponent's mistakes, right? And of course, there is that level of setting up those mistakes so that you can punish them, which we can talk about later. But you need to start punishing, right? -12 launches, stuff like that, right? The block punishment needs to improve. If you want to improve your Paul, you need to improve your punishment. Even a simple punish like a 1-2 right here, right, is important because that 1-2 turns into plus frames, which turns into offense, which turns into, more damage for you. Without it, you're just not creating as many opportunities as you could be. Trying to create opportunities with just Paul's offensive kit alone, it's not going to work out, right? But I said my piece. I will point out those punishes. I will try not to focus on them too much, but understand that you are missing a core part of your gameplay, and it will hinder you in the long run. You do a lot of 1-4, and I know you're talking about you autopilot the 1-4 into while standing 1-2. I don't think that's a bad option. This opponent, this Devil Jin in particular, right? At least he's not doing anything to discourage that, right? He's not immediately jabbing you. He's not immediately pressing down forward 1. He eats the 1-4 and then just kind of is very passive. Oh, he tries to jab you. He tries to do the down forward 1 there, but there's a delay, right? 1-4 backdash, weird thing. 1-4 again. Here he has to dash forward, right? Double check, right? After 1-4 on block, if Devil Jin jabs, can you still while standing 1? Because sometimes while standing 1 will go under things that you never know, right? Double check, right? Verify that. I don't think that flowchart is bad, right? It's not the worst. It's something that you don't want to use too often, but if the opponent is a bit more passive, right, like this Devil Jin might be, then that's fine. Okay, so let's talk about this, right? What was the reasoning behind the 2-3? What did you do, right, that made you think, oh, this Devil Jin is gonna mash on me, right? Like what was the reasoning behind there? Because I don't, just from the 2 matches I watched and just a little bit, it's like I don't think this Devil Jin's gonna mash that often. He'll mash on defense like this, but like look at all this movement he's doing, right? That's not someone that's just like, I'm gonna press every button in existence and then eat the 2-3, right? So you want to set that up a little bit more, right? You want to do quarter circle back four on block into 2-3, right? Against an opponent that mashes or tries to take back their turn, that can be something. But just doing it out in the open like this is kind of whatever. It's just not going to help you. It's not going to help your opponent that much. Another thing is that after forward forward 2, like right here, you are +9, right? The Devil Jin cannot backdash, cannot sidestep. He can only block and or duck, right? So mix them up. Do a mid or low, right? 90% of your moves will have a 9-frame head start on his stuff, right? You are +9. So take advantage of that more. I would not use that to do a counter hit option, right? That's not the point. If my opponent is not pressing that much, or if I'm at +9, you want to go for a mix up, right? You want to do a mid or low or throw, and that's that's how you're gonna take your turn. Or you do like Hammer of the Gods or something, right? Something that will get you a nice bit of chip damage and then set up your other stuff. Always remember, as Paul, and just honestly any character, just Tekken in general, right? What are your powerful moves? For Paul, all of his powerful moves, a lot of them are mids, right? His mids are pretty scary. So, what do? How do you set up those mids to connect? How are you going to make the opponent duck? Well, another way to do it is if you're in a +9 situation, like after you block a Demon Paw or forward 2 from one of the Mishimas, besides Reina, because she's annoying, you mix them up with a low or throw. Then they will be more encouraged to duck, not just in that situation after you block a Demon Paw, but in general, they're going to go, oh, this guy will do lows and throws, right? And they'll start ducking. And then that's when you go, cool, you started to duck, here come the mids, right? Just always be running through that head, okay, I want to do more lows. I'm going to do a bunch of mids so they start stand blocking, so then my lows will work out. I want to do more throws. I'll do a bunch of mids so they'll start stand blocking, and then I can start throwing them, right? Super basic. But it's just about recognizing where those opportunities are at. Like right here, right, similar idea. You block the Wind God Fist, you do quick 1-2, you're +8, lower throw, right? If you've already conditioned them to duck, mid. And also, let's talk about, like, I don't mean demo man, right? Your lows, you need to really mix up the usage of lows a lot more. Quarter circle forward 3, sidestep 3, right? Deep dive 4 at mid to long range, right? Stuff like that. Chasing down those turtles. You need to mix up that usage a lot more. Don't let demo man be your primary low. You will not have a fun time, right? It requires a lot of experience to recognize the opportunities where demo man's going to work out, and it's also a lot of accepting the risk, right? Why are you risking your life in Tekken 8 for a 40 damage knockdown with no Oki, right? Instead, just do a back 4. Now you're +4. Now you can do down forward 1 into stuff, right? Do quarter circle forward 3 to chase people down. Very long range, strong counter hit property, right? Sidestep 3, same as back 4, but more damage and a bit more range, right? Lot of options. So don't feel restricted to just Demo Man as the scary low. The other lows are not, they don't seem as scary at first, but that's your job. You're supposed to make them scary, right? And you will, right? They will start chunking at your opponent's life bar. What happened there? Is that an autopiloted sequence? I don't know. Now that forward 4 is plus on block, like way more plus, like +2 at minimum, right? Start doing while standing 1-2 from there, and then start doing, while standing 1-2 backswing mix-ups and stuff like that, right? You have a bit more plus frames. If you hit it later, you'll beat anything and everything the opponent does, besides maybe movement, but it's whatever, right? Just gotta stop autopiloting the while standing 3-2. You're at the level where even, well, you said this guy's like a actual, really like a blue jack main, blue rank, right? Regardless of level, a lot of people see a lot of Paul. They're gonna start ducking while standing 3-2. It's, you don't want to deal with that, right? So, while standing 1-2, that's the way to go. That's fine. It's fine. Why? Well, actually, I don't know if you do that all the time. Nice, nice. Okay, okay, so I like this. I like this a lot, right? I like this. Do the charge hammer, immediate down forward 4, and anything he presses 13 frames or slower, he's gonna die, right? I get that. That's really good. Now, what do you do? He immediately jabs. I love down forward 4. I will, like, glaze that move till I die, or until they nerf it, which I don't think is happening, right? The whole point of down forward 4 being so amazing is at -2, boop, 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 right here at -2, you are free to move. The world is your oyster, right? With Paul, historically, every fucking mid he has in existence, even if it's good, will typically kill his turn on block. Of course, he'll go back 2, down 1. Of course, he'll go back 1's kind of whatever. That still leaves your turn. But all the mids you would use so much besides Hammer of the Gods would just kill your turn, and then you go, all right, cool, I just got to block. Now, with down forward 4, you don't need to do that. You just move. You gotta sidestep, right? At -2, you will immediately sidestep the jabs. If you still have this replay, right, go back to this point right here, hit the replay takeover, and then just do sidestep down forward 2, right? It will immediately, sidestep right here beats Mishima Flash Punch all day, every day. Just a quick sidestep right into down forward 2, and you're going to launch them for trying to jab you, which is insane, right? Very powerful option. Now, of course, there's always counterplay, right? If he reads that you're going to sidestep after down forward 4, he can do down forward 1. I don't know if his exactly tracks into sidestep right, but whatever. He has an option. But here's the cool part, right? At -2, if he starts doing down forward 1, you just jab him, and all of a sudden, when he tried to hit you for sidestepping, your opponent instead gets hit, and now you're +8, and now you can do down forward 4 again, because at +8, down forward 4 will beat jabs, right? You need to be a little bit quick about it, you need to be on point, but the idea is introducing this mind game, that even after they blocked your move and your turn is over, quote unquote, right? At -2, the world is your oyster, right? Especially for Paul. At -2, sidestepping will blow people up all day, every day, especially Mishima players who love their jabs, right? You'd be amazed at how many sidestep down forward 2 launches you will get. And it's something that right here, this is it. Besides that, the charged hammer into down forward 4, very powerful option, solid. 1-1 jabs into down back 2 is a very common flowchart against the Devil Jins because they anticipate a lot of jab reactions on defense. So they'll do the high crush slow, which is fine. You just down forward to that, right? But obviously you won't focus on Tekken, which is fine. So let's just keep going. I like the movement here, right? I like that you're trying to escape the wall because you're using movement to get away from it. This is solid. Nice call out on the rage art. Okay, so what happens after? That's funny. I like that. Remember, don't back away. Well, actually, he has rage. If he does rage art, I can understand it. Never mind. You're good. It was an unfortunate read on the timing. Well, actually, no. Let's go back to that. Okay, so You are now +2, right? Against 90%, 95% of online players, I understand the idea behind holding back and playing it safe. They're most likely going to whip out that rage art and you don't want to press anything and then die to it, right? I get that. However, this is where playing Paul comes in, is that you have to make reads based on the opponent you're fighting, right? This player has been very passive on their defense. They don't mash a lot. I have not seen them mash rage art throughout the sets that I watched, right? They just go, I'm gonna block. I'm gonna wait for your offense to stop, and then I will do my stuff, right? Maybe they'll jab to try and interrupt when they know that they have advantage. At layer 1, right, at the base level of playing this game, you want to just hold back and then be safe, right? But when you know that the opponent you're fighting is going to be passive, you got to take it to the next level. Take advantage of your frames. Right here, a simple throw and the round is done, right? Even if he breaks it, now that's going to be in his head. He's going to have to worry about any situation that leaves him close to you. You could throw him and he has to be ready for that, right? Then how is he going to get ready? He can either react to the throws and break them, which is going to take, he's going to be looking for the throws, so then he's not going to look for your mids, he's not going to look for your lows. Or he can try ducking them, which then opens up to your mids, right? A lot of Paul is you have to pressure the opponent's mental stack. You have to figure out what makes your opponent tick, and then just start frustrating them and making them worried about all these options, right? Anyway, yes, the safe play is usually the good play. In this situation, in this context, I think you could have been a bit more greedy and gotten the round. Recognizing those opportunities is going to be critical to further developing your Tekken play. I like down forward 4. I don't disagree with the usage there. That was sick. I don't care if it got whiff punished. It was sick. Okay, so why the forward 2? What was the reasoning behind there? Because you saw the sidestep initially, right? Remember, the win Godfist, because he can't do electrics, which is whatever, it is what it is, right? He can't move. He's -10. There's no reason for you to do forward 2. Well, maybe you thought it was a punish. I don't know. Maybe you're just throwing it out there, right? But we've talked about this situation. Just punish it and then do stuff. Don't just throw out the opportunity away. Nice down forward 2. Another aspect of Paul, whiff punishment, right? I like it. Run up, backdash, beautiful, huge whiff. You gotta be faster with whiff punishing. That should have been a death fist, right? Or forward 2-1 at least. I understand. I think you talked about it before. Just the reactions aren't there, which is understandable. But again, we're not a reaction is a multi-part process. It's not just about, oh, I'm gonna block and then react to whatever the opponent is doing. That's not what we're talking about here. You are setting it up. You are purposefully dashing and backdashing because you expect him to retaliate on defense, right? So you're already halfway there. You just have to go, okay, I'm expecting him to press a button. I'm going to just wait and see for the movement. The moment you see the movement, you whiff punish with 4-4-2-1 or death fist, right? Reactions are something that are set up. Nobody looks at a snake edge, goes, that's reactable. I'm going to react to it and block it frame 1, right? Nobody's doing that. People practice their reactions, right? Because they get used to seeing that animation and go, okay, I'm used to seeing that animation. I'm going to practice my punish and then punish it successfully. That's how reactions are. Reactions are built up, right? Similarly, Oki and the idea of whiff punishing, the idea is built up. You build it up. You are purposefully doing something to bait out a response from the opponent. Now you've successfully baited it out, and now you have to do the next step and punish it. So try to keep that in mind. When you're backdashing, are you doing it on autopilot, or are you purposefully expecting a button press from the opponent's wake up? If you're expecting the button press, why not just immediately start, with punishing them? Forward 4, really good option there. I don't disagree with the option, but just consider maybe a safer option against this opponent, right? If you guys play a lot, you guys are probably playing at like a weird level, right? Not that, like, how you're playing now is different from how any random online Paul who runs into a random online Devil Jin would play, right? It's gonna be a bit different. I don't know. That's a weird situation. You gotta figure out yourself what to do there. I don't. Death Fist wasn't a bad option, but maybe it was a little too immediate. Think about the context, right? He just blocked Demo Man. He probably thinks, all right, the next one's gonna be mid, so he's gonna block. So, sometimes you have to do Demo Man again, right? Even if they block the first one. Force the guess, mix up your options. Did you not expect him to run in like that? Why the double Corsical forward? Oh. That's whatever. Oh, you're setting up Heat Smash. That's fine. Forward 4, really good option. Again, okay, so you are +6, right? Why are you dashing in? Well, what is the reasoning here, right? Why are you dashing in? You have enough range here where if you do a mid, it'll land. If you do a low, it'll land, right? Maybe you don't want to do your lows that are slow, right? That's understandable because +6 isn't a crazy amount. But down forward 2, down forward 4, right? Stuff like that. Use the frame advantage. Don't dash in. You lose your frame advantage that way, right? Or a better way to phrase it would be, if you're +6 and then dash in, your +6 is used up. You used it to close the distance that you didn't really need to, right? So instead, you should be just immediately cashing out on that frame advantage, right? If they start backdashing right away, because at +6 they can still kind of backdash some things, right? Then we can talk about it differently, right? But right now, like, you just need to cash out on it. Nice, beautiful whip punish. That's fine. Nice. God, deep dive 4 is so good. Like, look at hold on. I'm just gonna gush out this change. Did you do backsway into it? Yeah, yeah, baby. Look at that. Look at that counterplay to jabs. Oh, I love it. Deep dive is so fun. From backsway. From Kakaro's and Kakaro's, alright. Let's keep going. Nice. Okay, so when you get awkward wall hits like this, you can't do your full combo, right? And course will go back one's way too slow, right? I prefer just a simple down 1. The down 1 will spike them, and now you can do your Oki, right? Very easy to do Oki that way. And you just gotta start reading, like, which get up kick they're gonna do, right? Or can you counter hit that, stuff like that. But it's also about fast reactions and getting used to seeing that information. That, oh, I got a weird wall slump. I will do down 1 and quickly spike them and set up my Oki that way. Blocking it, missed the hell sweep. It is what it is. He hasn't used hell sweep a lot this round, this game, so it's understandable. Laser scraper, you gotta sidestep right. You have to sidestep right. You have to sidestep right. This is again part of that Paul thing. Like, you can't just let the Devil Jin keep the wall like this for free, right? You fight your way out of it, but I think, again, movement is something you gotta incorporate. You have to make your opponent second guess, right? If they keep repeating an offensive sequence, but there's counterplay to it, you want to do the counterplay and make them rethink their offense. Otherwise, you're not doing enough to make them second guess their offense. They'll have an easier time playing, which you don't want as a Paul player. Good throw. That wasn't bad. I don't disagree with it. I think someone mentioned that string is hit confirmable, so maybe just do the first mid, and then see. Actually, how minus is that on block? -9. That's not bad. Right. -9. That's not bad. Oh, someone's doing fireworks. Oops. Nice. Down 1 is a good option. Where does it fall apart? Oh. This is a mid-high. Duck and launch. Big opportunity. I don't disagree with the sequence you had here, right? You were doing the down 1 to anticipate him approaching, but he delayed his approach, and then you tried doing the low because, like, oh, he's not approaching, let me try and do a low. And then he did his approach, which caught you. Unfortunate. I still like the idea. It is unfortunate timing, yes, but the idea is solid. I just want to point that out. Nice block. Gotta punish that. Duck. You can, that I can't let go. Right? I'm guilty of it too, and it's infuriating when I let it go. If you block this from any Mishima, Reina, Kazuya, Devil Jin, Jin doesn't have 1-1-2, right? Alright. You launch it. This is a launch opportunity. You can't be letting this go like that. That's punishable. There's a whole mix-up to this. I'm not going to go into it. It's fine. It is what it is. Nice call out. See, this is what I'm talking about, right? Like, look at the difference between the gameplay, right? Because he's familiar with these opportunities, he's able to get a free knockdown with some nice damage. And now look at the position you're in. Your back is to the wall against Devil Jin, and it all just kind of falls apart from here, right? You're fighting your way out. Ooh, nice. Oh, he didn't finish it. If he did while standing 4-4, it would have killed. See, he's already ducking in anticipation of you finishing the core circle back 3 string. Alright, this is just gonna get really messy, so let's break down each interaction. But that's the difference, right? He's getting free damage where you're not, and it's costing you. Like, this round should have never happened, right? Maybe it still would have happened. You were, oh no, wait. We were, whoops. Right, this round might have never happened if you instead launched this. His back is to the wall on Oki against Paul with Rage, right? The damage will add up very quickly. You still have Heat available, so if you activate Heat and start doing any wall splitting throw, right, the damage will start racking up like no tomorrow, right? This round might have never happened. But because it did, because he's taking advantage of doing punishes when you are not, right? Now we have to deal with this round, and now we have to deal with this situation. All right, what's going on here? You eat the heat burst. Those cannot kill anymore. He doesn't do the anti-jab or the regular flow chart from that move. He doesn't punish the shoulder. You try to go for the cheeky core circle forward 1+2. He does not bite. He does not kill you for it either, which is unfortunate. I mean, good for you, but, you know, bad for the Double Jin. It's a lot of just frantic situations. It's hard to really say, like, oh, you should try doing this. It's like, no, I don't know. He tried. You assumed he would panic and then eat the core circle forward 1+2, but he didn't, right? Nice. Okay, well, standing 1-2. Okay, what does he do after the wall standing 1-2? He backdashes, right? In situations where the opponent backdashes, try not to autopilot the quarter circle back 3 string, right? Because then it'll open you up to whiff punishment, stuff like that. Try to, if you're, like, again, like you did it before, right? You did backsway into deep dive, right? Quickly recognize the opponent's defensive habits, and when you do backsway, like right here, if you did deep dive and then chased him down and, you know, threatened the mid-low from deep dive, now there's something here. It could potentially lead to, you know, huge momentum for you. But because you're kind of autopiloting the core circle back 3-2, it doesn't happen. It's not the worst. It is what it is, but it's, you know, it's understandable. Okay, so now we're just throwing stuff out. Okay, look, so why okay. You've done a lot of mids, right? You did quarter circle back 3-2. You did down 4-2, and now you just did quarter circle back 2 by itself, right? What is the reason the opponent has to duck at any of those situations? Why would your mids land, right? This is what we talk about conditioning. At the earlier stages of the round, consider what you could have done to make your mids land, right? What could you have done to make sure that they start ducking, right? Using more lows, more throws. Set it up so now in this situation, he's thinking about more than just, I'm just going to stand block and then block all day, right? Death Fist wasn't a bad option, but again, think about it. You just did mid, right? At least at the forward 4-2, after blocking that, you should have thrown him and make him go, oh shit, he's throwing me, maybe I should duck, right? You want to introduce the idea of ducking to your opponent so that they start thinking about it as an option. If they don't think about it as an option, there's not much to do here, right? You're not gonna, your mids are never going to land. They're just gonna be blocked all day. Tries to, okay. You tried to jab, which I liked. I don't disagree with that decision. It was just unfortunate timing. All right. Punishment / matchup knowledge, or neutral. Punishment / matchup knowledge, combo / OK, personal opinions stuff, right? Neutral. The neutral's not bad, but there's just not a lot of small Tekken, right? You're not using a lot of jabs, you're not using a lot of low pokes, and you need to get more comfortable with using jab as an offensive and defensive tool, utilizing quarter circle forward 3, utilizing a lot more lateral movement, a lot more sidesteps, so that way your sidestep 3s become a lot more, you know, harder to see, right? There just needs to be a little bit more movement and a lot more poking, right? Jabs, quarter circle forward 3, throws, up close, like your faster tools in order to condition the opponent and getting a specific response from them. Right now, as it is, you're not going to be able to do anything with it because you're just doing all your big moves, but you're not setting them up. 1-4 is okay, but 1-4 is not enough throughout the rounds to set up your big mids, your big payoffs, right? So more jabs, more throws, more lows. Other aspects of neutral. You need a lot more quarter circle back 4. You need to set up your plus frames. I think throughout this entire match, I only saw one Hammer of the Gods, right? I think against a passive opponent like this, you could have gotten the charge off a lot more, right? You could have done a lot more. So considering that, just recognizing when is the opponent very mash happy and when is the opponent very passive on defense, and how to take advantage of either situation. Punishment / matchup knowledge, already talked about it. You're missing out on a lot of damage and a lot of opportunities. Paul has to create his opportunities. He does that through punishment, whether that's block punishment or whiff punishment, right? Combo / Oki. Combos were fine, I thought. You know, when you got the combos, they were fine. Just Oki, right? Take advantage of a little bit more recognizing when you get those weird hits and what to do in those situations. Nothing too crazy. Uh, Personal opinion stuff. I already talked about it. Use more lows, use more throws. Throws are still powerful for Paul, right? He has a full throw break. Most importantly, at the wall, he has multiple wall splatting throws, which will really pressure the opponent, right? It'll really make them second guess and go, shit, maybe I need to duck, maybe I need to start moving, and then your other tools will, you're setting up your future plays by using more of your toolkit, right? The ebb and flow of just, I want them to eat my mids, so I'm going to do lows and throws, and yada, yada, yada. Uh, that's it for right now off the top of my head. I think I said what I needed to say and wanted to say. If you have questions, let me know. You know where I'll be. Take care.